Family. It's your man IPO Mase, and we're back with another one. Godly Wisdom, episode 2. It's going to be another great one. Today, I want to talk about the importance of you. The importance of you. Let me start by saying this. There is nobody like you in the world. You are uniquely designed by the master craftsman himself. And I'm talking to you today like this because, listen, you are going to enter a season, or rather a period of time, that you're going to have to heighten, or rather you're going to have to stretch your capacity. Because, listen, the manifestation is here. You are getting ready to go some places. You are getting ready to close some deals. You are getting ready to produce your family. And you're getting ready to take on the baton from the older generation. And listen, you're going to have to be prepared. You're going to have to be focused, and you're going to have to be disciplined. So, yep, as I'm speaking right now, you are going to have to do some things that you do not like to do. You may have to start hitting the gym more. You may have to start reading a little bit more, going to church, seeking mentorship, and even cutting off some toxic people. Everything God created, everything has a purpose. And everything God created is a solution to a problem. You are on assignment. What is assignment? Assignment is a mission or position that God gives a person to fulfill. It's a task that comes with a burden, but also the ability to solve a problem. Assignment is basically where God has placed favor and influence on your life in a designated area to improve or to cultivate. And as I'm sharing this message with you right now, you're entering into your assignment. You are so precious to the universe. Your wisdom, your smile, your drive, the people need it. Today, I just want to encourage you. I went to church this Sunday, and one of the things the preacher said is, life been lifing. And if I'm being honest, it has. Me, myself, I'm entering to a major transition to where I know my life is never going to be the same. God has assigned me to lead a family. He's assigned me to be a mentor or be a coach to certain individuals, more so young people. And sometimes that responsibility, that burden, can be a lot to carry. And oftentimes I ask myself, can I really do this? Can I do this? One of the things I hate doing is failing at something. I hate to fail. I hate to fail not because of the lesson it teaches me, but I hate to fail because I didn't do it right. Or rather, I didn't do it in a way that would have been successful. And as I'm approaching, 30 years of age, I'm learning how to be more mentally focused on my mission. In the last episode, I talked about the importance of time and how in the next, 92, 93 days, why we want to make sure that we finish strong. But in this episode, or rather in this message, it's important that you be you. Social media has confused us so much to where if you don't have all this at a certain age, if you're not married, if you don't have children, if you don't have this kind of house, if you don't have 20 different LLCs, you're failing at life. I'll be the first to admit it. I felt that way before. And then I realized the purpose of the journey. In order to be the you that you are supposed to be, or whether that's being produced, you have to go on a certain journey. And your journey may be different than anyone else's journey. I can remember at times growing up with my mom, and at a certain point in time, it was just me and her. We didn't have heat for about 7 years. Back in 2011, from 2011 to like maybe 2015, 14, something like that. We didn't have heat. Now, mind you, in the great weather of Michigan, we experienced some of the most, coldest weather ever. And I can just remember being young and seeing my mom and, her doing the best that she could. And I would just kind of be angry, right? I would be, if I'm being honest, I would feel a way toward God. I said, God, why are you letting us go through this? In hindsight, he was strengthening me. He was showing me that my life is going to be filled with some challenges and some difficult situations. But he showed me that I was strong enough to bear them. And that's a vulnerable moment for me, but I was vulnerable, I was strong enough to weather them because of what he placed inside of me. And although I didn't have the relationship that I had with him now, he knew what I was going to need for my journey, and he created that process to tailor what I was going to have to work on. Beloved, I wonder right now in your life, I wonder what you're going through. Are you dealing with grief? Are you dealing with lack of finances? Are you dealing with a toxic relationship? I wonder if that grief is showing you how to love better. I wonder if that financial difficulty is teaching you how to steward your resources better. I wonder if that toxic relationship is teaching you how to become a better servant. All of these things attribute to the uniqueness of you. One of the people I admire dearly is my pastor, Apostle Joseph Hobbs. And I admire him not because of the way he preaches, not because he's so faithful to the church, But I admire him because he will meet you where you at. What do I mean by he'll meet you where you at? He's not one of those people to where he's going to judge you. He's not going to beat you up. He's going to speak life into you, but he's going to be honest with you. And he's going to give you wisdom. And just, I feel in my spirit, some of you, even right now, in this moment, you have a need. And you have a need because God placed that need inside of you. And the only way that you're going to be able to fill that need is through him. I have a desire to inspire and to bring back hope into minority communities. It's no coincidence because I grew up on Dexter and Davison. And if you know where Dexter and Davison at, located in Detroit, Michigan, you know that's not one of the most pleasant places to grow up in. Hearing gunshots and seeing people beaten is normal. That's where I grew up. But it helped build my character so much that I love the experience. I want to just leave you with a few things. You're important. You're important, you're necessary, and you're gifted. We need you. Could you imagine if Barack never ran for president? Could you imagine if Martin Luther King never gave his I Have a Dream speech? Could you imagine if airplanes were never created? Could you imagine if the telephone, or rather the cell phone, was never produced? All these things that I named came from a person, an idea, a uniqueness. And it's up to you to be you, because you are so important to this land. It's IPO Mase, man. Godly wisdom. We out.